Thanks to the support as a channel member, Philip O'Sullivan. Well, this is uncharted territory for us today. Champions League semi-final. Is this the season it all ends? Hello and welcome to part 155 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have both legs of our Champions League semi-final against Atletico Madrid. Since you were last with me, we've actually got back into a Premier League title race as well. 3 Premier League wins on the bounce. Watford, Man City, Brighton. In fact, 4. We had the Everton game in there as well. So the Premier League table is looking like this. Liverpool very much having the wobble we needed them to have. They were 8 points clear at the end of the last episode. Now just 2 points in it with 3 games to play. So I will definitely keep you updated on the Premier League game that we've got sandwiched between these 2 episodes. And of course, tomorrow, regardless of what happens in this Champions League tie, we'll have our final 2 games of the Premier League season tomorrow and hopefully be able to retain our title, which would be phenomenal. But today is all about the Champions League. Atletico Madrid are in a very similar situation in Spain to what we're in here in England. 35 games played, also 2 points off the top of the table. They have far more points than we have, but I'm just going to put that down to Spain being a less competitive league. That's why you need more points to win the league over there. That logic works in my head. So let's not faff about any longer. Let's do our home leg against Atletico. And of course, this is a home leg at the new version of Milking Nook. We played here for the first time against Manchester City in the Premier League. We packed it out with nearly 25,000 people in. That is capacity, I think. 24,459. Let's just double check. 24,597. So not quite. But this is our first Champions League game at the new version of Milking Nook. Need to make it a special one, don't we? We're going with Mendoza in goal, a back four of Regulus, Da Silva, Diaz and Arango. Benir at the base of the midfield, Steinman and Addo ahead of him, and then Cook and Cernajacki supporting Domenico up front. Almost our entire team is wanted by other elite clubs. We've got Liverpool, Man City, Barcelona, PSG, Real Madrid, Chelsea, West Ham, Monaco. Who else have we got on here? PSG, Juventus, Barcelona again, Real Madrid again, Arsenal, Chelsea. This team could be torn apart if the board decided to step away from the club. Although actually, to be fair, with the new ground and the facilities that we've got in place off the pitch and our more reserved transfer policy that we've used for the last couple of seasons now, we're almost clear of our transfer debt. Our transfer debt should revert back to 0 this summer. We've only got, I think, £30 million of transfer debt remaining, so that should be paid off this summer. And with us now having a much bigger ground that we own, I think we're actually in quite a strong position where we probably don't need the board to keep the team together anymore. And I'd like to think this is a team that is now sort of setting itself up for the long term as a top level team in the Premier League. We'll obviously have to see how things get on after I retire. But Lee Cook has just scored his first goal at the new look Milking Nook. It's Bourne 1, Atletico 0 after less than 35 seconds of this Champions League semi-final. Lee Cook with an absolutely massive goal. Dances past 2 players, sticks it into that far corner again on his weak foot. He's done that right-footed. He's not like Cernajacki, where Cernajacki has a wand of a left foot and then a standing foot. Lee Cook can kick with both of them. It's a real revelation. I suspect Lee Cook did the good old-fashioned football training in England when he was younger of you're only allowed your boot on the foot that you don't normally kick with, and you have to go barefoot on your kicking foot. Did you ever do that when you were at school? Just so that it encourages you. And if it was never with a boot, it was like a plimsoll. I don't think they'd done it with boots. Studs going into bare feet wouldn't have been much fun. But you have your plimsoll on the foot that you don't normally kick with, a bare foot on the other one. So you can use your bare foot, but obviously you want to use one with a plimsoll on so it doesn't hurt your foot. Lee Cook went through that process, is what I'm saying, which is how he scored that goal. It's all thanks to English primary schools and plimsolls. Cernajacki needs a little bit of that in him. Right. Atletico kind of camped out on the edge of our penalty area right now. Regulus does well to intercept, but the ball ends up coming right back because Cook wasn't really alert to the danger when regulars cleared it to him, and almost made a mistake that cancelled out his own effort from earlier in the game. But now we're back up the business end of the pitch again. It's Regulus with the chance for a long throw. He's going to be looking for Cernajacki. In fact, finds Cook. Cook dances past his man again. Lee Cook has scored again. This isn't the first time we've seen heroics in a big game from Lee Cook. When it really, really counts, this boy turns up. And he's never been a super prolific goal scorer for us. For England, his goal scoring record is like a goal every 2/3 of a game. No, he scores 2 every 3 games, roughly, for England. How do you say that in like normal human speak? I'm not entirely sure, but he scores a lot more internationally than he does domestically for us. Clearly, Champions League football suits him. 7th goal of the season now. He's got 2 tonight. De Silva's in from the Cernajacki free kick, and similar to what we were seeing in the Real Madrid tie in the quarterfinal, De Silva heading just over from these set pieces, but dangerous as ever from set piece situations. So 2-0 up at half time. We don't want the Premier League on here. We want to know what's going on. Are we the only champ? Do the semi-finals take place on different nights? Because I am intrigued to see what's going on in the other semi-final, because I think it's Liverpool against Barcelona in that one. So it's obviously Liverpool that we're fighting with for the Premier League title as well. So if we're continuing in this competition, we want Liverpool to continue as well. So we've got more chance of winning the Premier League. Right. Domenico has not had a good game. He can come off. Cernajacki has also not had a very good game. He's tiring. And I think we save Cernajacki for the second leg at this point, because he doesn't, I don't know. He's not really turning up in these big games at the moment, which is a little bit of a little bit of a worry. Mendoza does very well to collect that free kick in. When he first signed, he punches that. We've taught him to catch. He's realised he's allowed to use both hands at the same time as a goalkeeper, and he now catches crosses, which is, it's turned him from being a very good goalkeeper into a proper top-tier keeper. Lee Cook is in behind the Atletico defence again here, squares it to Soma, and Ricardo Soma with his 9th goal of the season. You can't still hate him anymore, surely. Soma makes it 3-0 to Bourne in this first leg of the Champions League semi-final against Atletico Madrid, and of all the men to grab the goal, of course it was going to be Ricardo Soma, who has scored more goals this season with his very limited opportunities than a certain somebody else scored last year with roughly the same number of opportunities off the bench. I'm just going to leave it at that and pass no comment. I'll leave you to decide amongst yourselves what I'm hinting at. And we're going to bring Sarmiento on as a final change. Sarmiento was very good, particularly in the second leg against Real Madrid. So he's going to get the nod over Briseño today. Normally Briseño would come on in that situation, but Sarmiento, I think, has earned a promotion back up to first central midfield substitute. Champions League semi-finals are not the time to continue training somebody to play in a position that's not their natural one. That was a fantastic result. We are like fingertips away from a Champions League final. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this to end. It might still go wrong by the end of this episode. Who knows? Well, I think we bottled the Premier League. If we just go back to the previous results, we drew 1-1 away against Burnley. Another late goal from De Silva rescuing us a point. We threw the kitchen sink at that one. We were 4-2-4 with 2 attacking central midfielders at one point. Trying to get back into the game. We did manage to grab the equaliser. Meanwhile, Liverpool, very tough away game against Manchester United, picking up the 1-0 win. Means that with 2 games to go, Liverpool are 4 points clear. And I just don't see that we have a way back in from here. If we just have a look at the remaining fixtures, Liverpool playing Norwich while we're at home to Tottenham. Tottenham looking to drag themselves into the Champions League fixtures themselves, whereas Norwich are mid-table. So Liverpool with an easier game there. And then on the final day, we're at home to Aston Villa while Liverpool play West Ham, who, to be fair, it's kind of reverse. In fact, Villa are rock bottom. It's all on West Ham to do us a favour on the last day, but that's a story for tomorrow. Now is all about trying to secure our spot in the Champions League final. And we are struggling for fitness. We're not rotating very much because we're trying to win 2 different competitions. So there's not a lot of change between these teams match to match. It is a worry seeing Cernajacki starting a game on 91% conditioning with his injury history is a worry. But I don't feel like a 3-0 lead is enough to be able to rotate for this game with a first ever Champions League final at stake. So we've just got to go for it. We're going with Mendoza in goal, a back four of Gilarducci, Da Silva, Diaz and Arango, Bonilla at the base of the midfield, Steinman and Addo ahead of him, Cook, Domenico, Cernajacki are the front three. You know this is the team. This is the full strength team. You could probably do a coin flip between Regulus and Gilarducci as the left back. But other than that, I don't think there's any disputing that this is the team. We just gotta go for it and hope. I don't want to talk about getting into the final. First leg means nothing now. Let's go out there and win this game. Similar to what I said on yesterday's episode, we are coming into the away game continuing with our attacking mentality. I know it's not what a lot of you would do, but it's the way we play best and it's the only way we know how. So we're just going to attack and hope that at the end of 90 minutes, we've scored at least as many goals as Atletico have scored today and that our 3 goals from the first leg proved crucial. And there was a potential opportunity for Domenico there. He wasn't quite alert to what was going on, but he had a chance. But now Steinman winning the ball back, trying to create another chance. It's Cernajacki on this right-hand side. He's got Arango on the overlap, as usual. Here is Arango, their defender committing very early to the block. And Cernajacki gets the ball back, and it's Arango again. This time Cernajacki's the one looking for the pass, but it's intercepted. And ball over the top. Atletico are in here, and they have their first goal. No, I say first goal. I know what's going to happen here tonight. Even at 3-0 up, I'm not feeling happy and comfortable. we know we're not good enough to just sit and defend. So we are absolutely coming here, rolling a dice, and I'm expecting a shape of game very similar to what we saw against Real Madrid, where for as long as they're behind in the game, they are going to throw the kitchen sink at us, and we'll just hope we score while they're attacking. Domenico with the opportunity to do that there, and it's a very tame effort from Domenico, but it looks like we're going to be attacking again. Gilarducci to Domenico, who drifted out very wide, but Cook picks up the ball, and it's with Cook again. Cook plays it to Steinman, Cernajacki. Now Arango's in a huge amount of space. Give it to Arango, somebody. Arango is still stood there. Please, somebody give him the ball. It's like they can't see him. Bonilla finally giving it to Arango, who still has a lot of space. Cernajacki. And it goes just over from the effort from Cernajacki. Why we weren't giving the ball to Arango there, I do not know. But when it finally did make it over to him, the defender goes across to cover Arango, leaving Cernajacki in space. That feels like something we really need to be exploiting in this game. Right, let's have 10 minutes of passion. Half an hour gone. We're only 1-0 down on the night. Still 3-1 up on aggregate. We are happy. If it ends like this, we are happy. If it's still like this at the start of the second half, Atletico are going to have to commit more and more men forward, and we ain't defending. So when they do that, gaps are going to open up for us to go and grab a goal for ourselves. It's important now more than ever to keep completely focused. Make sure we see this tie out with the lead intact. Exactly that for a team talk. That is the team talk that we're looking for. We've got to keep an eye on Cernajacki in this second half. Not only is he tiring fast, he's also not playing well. Surely they're offside from this. Their striker was a mile offside. We're going to the goal review, and it has been disallowed. He was so far offside. I don't even know what they're thinking. It's directly from a set piece as well. How do you get yourself 4 feet offside from a free kick? That's just terrible play from the Atletico striker. And I hope his manager's grumpy about it. Right, we've got some nervous faces appearing, notably Lee Cook, who was the star of the first leg. Domenico also starting to show some nerves. Cernajacki's a difficult one because he's having a poor game. He's tiring, but he is our best player, and he is showing that he's motivated around the rest of the attack who are nervous. It's difficult to know who the right ones to take off are here, but I think using all 3 of my substitutions on the front 3 is probably not the best use of the changes I've got available to me. Da Silva was a bit of a coin flip going into this game because he's really struggling for fitness because he has played every single game for as long as I can remember, and he is tired. So ideally, we can grab a couple of goals now and take Da Silva off with 20 minutes to go and rest him up for those final couple of Premier League games. But he doesn't seem to be showing just how tired he is. But pre-match, the pre-match select suggested team that you always get in your inbox had Bonilla at centre-back and Da Silva on the bench because of how low De Silva's conditioning was. We have got to take off Jackie. Ricardo can come on that side. Domenico can come off for Soma, and that will do for now. And we're gonna ask for 10 minutes of passion again. Cook is a problem because of those nerves. I don't want nerves on this pitch. There's now 10 minutes to go. We're still ahead by those 2 goals. We don't have anyone who can come on for Cook. I kind of want a calming influence in midfield. I'm thinking Sarmiento is a man for this job again. He did a fantastic job when he came on in the second leg against Real Madrid, just to not only shore things up defensively, but also just do all the running for everyone in that midfield when everybody was getting tired. Arango's picked up a knock, which is a potential problem. We've obviously got Foose, but more importantly, Atletico just scored their 1 goal and then stopped. That was the most anticlimactic Champions League semi-final I've ever been involved in. And wow, the finals at Wembley. We are in the Champions League final at Wembley. We've qualified for the FIFA Club World Cup. So I guess this series isn't going to end even if we win the Champions League. So I feel like we kind of have to play in that. Do we know when that is? That'll be, so that's next season. So regardless of what happens, we're playing next season so we can play in the Club World Cup. So the season, even if we win the Champions League, we're not wrapping things up straight away. There is another message about De Silva. I think we write off the Premier League and just say, look, we need him fit for the Champions League final. We're not making up a 4-point difference in the Premier League. If we do, we're going to have to do it without De Silva, who's having a week off. We have got a big couple of days coming up in this series. Tomorrow is going to be the final 2 league games of the season. We still have a chance to win the Premier League. They're both home games. We face Tottenham and Villa. And then the day after, it is a Champions League final against Bayern Munich, the team we won the... Bayern Munich or Liverpool. It's not decided yet. Either way, they're big. It's either the team who we're in a title race with or the team that I first won the Champions League with in FM20 on Non-League to Legend. Either way, it's a massive, massive game, and I'm excited. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.